hello, and welcome. I'm Peggy. Thank you for letting us share a part of your day. Well, are you ready to pack your bag and go on a trip? I'm always ready to travel. And I thought today we'd spend a little time with a very special lady, Linda Young, who is here on behalf of Young Travel and Cruises. And she has been in the travel business for about 30 years. And this lady has been almost everywhere. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me, Peggy.
And is travel getting easier?
Absolutely.
And are there still some bargains?
There are always bargains. You just need to know how to travel. And actually, it's surprisingly enough, the best bargains are far in advance. Booking in advance.
Making your plans in advance. You save
Yes.
money and a lot of headaches at the last minute.
Well, you save money because you can take advantage of promotions because they are usually offered far in advance. And in addition to that, you get your choice of rooms. You can get less expensive rooms. You can get less expensive cabins on ships. You can choose what you want when you book in advance, whereas at the last minute you have to take whatever's left.
Whatever's left.
Yes,
Yeah.
and it's usually not the least expensive things, it's usually the most expensive things, like the biggest suites that you really don't want. So booking, the further out you book, the more you can save, the more you are going to be able to get exactly what you want.
And you know, there's nothing worse than spending your money and then standing on a street corner and saying, well, what are we going to do now? Because that's just a pure waste. But if you plan ahead and you know what your interests are, what you really want to see when you get where you're going,
Yes.
you save a lot of time and energy.
You know what we like to do when we have clients call and say they would like to go to such and such a place, we have a conference with them first before we even start planning, so we can find out what their interests are and what they want to do on this trip, what their goals are. So we sit down with them and start planning, and then we try to instigate all of these things, or as many of these things as are practical, into this trip. And that way we can set up the things that are the most important to them. We can, and especially when we're planning in advance, we have the most opportunities to work into the planning, the things that they want to do.
Well, I guess that holds true with cruises too. If somebody wants to take a cruise, far ahead you get the best possible choice of a cabin or a ship, or you know, the time that you would want to be there.
And the itineraries, because that varies from ship to ship. It varies from month to month, from week to week. Everything is different. So the further ahead that we start planning, the more things we can get that are just like they want. And our specialty actually is planning custom trips. So
okay, now back up and tell, what do you mean by that?
that means they come in with a dream and they say, I want to go to England, and I want to go visit the garden of a duchess, and I want to go to the Tower of London, and I want to see the jewels of the Queen, and I want to see the Magna Carta. And so they have this list of things that are on their dream list. And so we can plan a tour that incorporates all of these things that they want to do. And it could be that it's part, it could even be from a cruise, from a ship. And when they get off the ship each day, we have a tour guide waiting for them to take them to see different things in different places. Or it can be just a land tour. It can be a combination of things depending upon what their needs are, what their desires are.
And working with a reputable travel agent, and you're one of the tops, really does save you money and time.
Absolutely. We have a network of suppliers worldwide that we work with. So people can come in and tell us they want to go anywhere in the world, and we can work out tours in those places. Sometimes they want to go and search for ancestors, and we can hook them up with that. I had a man this week that wanted to go to Scandinavia, to Iceland, and he wanted to do a cruise, so we found a cruise. And then he said, well, I don't like the package in Reykjavik. He said, that hotel is not in the right location. And so I emailed one of my suppliers for in that area, and she said, oh yes, I've got 2 hotels that are in great locations, wonderful hotels in great locations in Reykjavik, and I can book those for him. Mm-hmm. So we have that kind of network where we can work out just anything the client wants and get him whatever he needs.
What about family travel? I think
yes.
There's nothing more wonderful than, it's like opening a door to take young people. Now, I don't mean tiny children, but take your grandchildren if you can. It enriches your whole life.
Absolutely. I totally agree, Peggy. There are a lot of different ways you can do family travel, but la creme de la creme is this company, Tout Tours.
Okay.
Tout Tours has a program for families, multi-generational.
Oh, really?
Grandparents, parents, and children. And it's really designed for grandparents to take the whole family. And it is so wonderful. I am so excited. I'm getting ready to do this week.
No wonder so you're taking your family.
I am taking my family. I'm the grandmother, and I'm taking my daughter and my grandson, and we are going to Costa Rica for a week. And we are going to be doing zip lining, we're going to be horseback riding, we're going to be doing all kinds of adventure activities. And these are things that everybody can do. They're not going to be too strenuous for the grandparents, and they're going to be absolute fun things for the kids to do. And so there will be children, the ages will span from maybe as much as 80 down to probably 6 years old. So it's just a wonderful program they have, and they just have it worked out so that there's something for everyone, and everybody has a great time. But these programs are designed for grandparents to build memories with their family, so that these little children even will have something to remember the rest of their lives. They won't have their grandparents the rest of their lives. They'll have the memories.
Oh, that's beautiful. And you have been in the travel business. You've been every place in the world practically. And next time, I'm expecting you to come in and say, I'm going to the moon. That'll be the next thing. But you've had many years of experience and with a good company.
Yes.
And so a lot of people say, well, does it save you money to work with a travel agent? Or does it cost you money?
It doesn't cost you money. No, it doesn't cost you money. It's definitely going to save you money. You will only get what you want. You're not going to have extra expense. You're going to get what you want, because a travel agent is not going to make you buy anything you don't want. A travel agent is going to look for every way possible to save you money and give you what it is you want.
But it's very important when you go to talk with somebody like Linda Young that you have some idea of what you want to do. You know, some people just say, well, I'd like to take a trip, and they have no idea where they want to go or what they want to do. And you can fill that gap as well.
Well, actually, the client can come to us and say, I enjoy doing this and this and this and this. And because I have traveled almost everywhere in the world, not everywhere, but almost, I can say, well, that sounds like you would enjoy going to these places because your interest would fit very well in those countries or those cities. I have done so and so in those places, and you could do that too. And that is the type thing that you're describing. So I can, when they tell me their interest, then I can match them up to the destination.
Now, more and more people are traveling with children, families, going
Yes.
together and creating memories.
Yes.
You find that very doable?
Yes, absolutely. It's very doable. And there's so many different ways you can do it. Today, one of the most popular things is river cruising. In the last year or two, this has become very, very popular. And this is a really good thing for families.
Okay, now river cruising.
River cruising is different from sea cruises in that the boats are much smaller, and the river cruises are they're based right in the towns, so they go up the rivers rather than on the oceans. So their mobility is much more limited in that they can't go as well from one country to another. They are primarily limited to one country, maybe two countries that are adjacent to each other, and the large rivers run from one to another. Like, for instance, the Rhine River would go through several countries. But the river cruises sometimes only are in one or two countries. But the river cruises are much smaller, and they're just a little bit different they don't have all the activities on the river cruise that the larger cruise ships do. So they have differences.
And well, we have don't we have like a Mississippi River cruise
Yes,
here in our own country?
You're right. You're exactly right. Yes. The Delta Queen goes up the Mississippi River. Yes.
And that can be a very enjoyable time. Yeah. We're going to go to a quick break, and we have a phone number and information concerning travel, so stay with us. We'll be right back.